Hello, everybody. I am Saltanat. I am an English senior teacher in the Central Asian Innovational University, Innovational Department of Language and Literature. Today, I will explain you the ways of teaching language skills. Just on video, you can understand the 4 skills of teaching language. So, learning English language. You know that there are 4 kinds of teaching skills. For example, they are reading, writing, speaking, and listening. For using these skills, just we can improve English frequently. Just we can speak English frequently. Yeah. These 4 skills plays a big role in learning English language. Okay, let's begin from the listening. Listening, why we so important in learning English listening. The first, just by listening we can understand their native speakers. Yeah, very good. What kind of methods, or just from what we can learn English language in listening? For example, just we can say lectures. For example, lectures, listening lectures, we can improve our English. Yeah? Just we can listening our lectures. For example, we can so we can enlarge our vocabulary. Just for example, because you can meet some new words when we listen to lectures. And the tutorials and the group discussion. I think that group discussion also plays a big role learning English. For example, just we can discuss everything. For example, just it will be so important for us to learning because we can enlarge and we can learn the new words, and we can use the new words when we discuss something with your, for example, makeup dialogue also. Yeah, with your, for example, friend or classmates. So one of the brainstorming and presentations, brainstorming also plays a big role as a discussion. For example, just because you can speak in this time, we can listening and speaking, and using the presentations. Question and the answer, it also plays a big role. Question and the answers, for example, and you can make a dialogue with each other, and from this you can listen your friend, or you can listen your classmates. Instructions and inductions library and everyday life. It includes everyday life. For example, just maybe it will be the news from the television, listening the news from the television, or just you can enlarge our vocabulary also here. And listening, maybe we use how to say, maybe it will be just songs. Yeah, we can add songs. Listening the songs, we can also improve our English, or just enlarge our vocabulary. So and speaking or dialect from the native speakers. Next, the importance of listening. Yeah, of course, it's very important for us listening in learning English. Also, how can we improve our listening by listening English? How can improve just our, or how to say, our English? For example, if you improve speaking and pronunciation, yes, of course, they are how to near speaking, writing, listening, speaking, writing, listening, also reading. They are very, just we can say, near each other. So, for example, improves our speaking and pronunciation, develops interpersonal skills, and the respective skills that needs active participation. So all of this, using all of these ways, we can improve our listening. Next, yeah, it's very just important for us. Usual listening, of course, uncertain comprehension. Yeah, for example, uncertain comprehension. Maybe we can understand our friend, we can understand native speakers, for example. Just why? Because uncertain, it will be that our English, maybe in uncertain comprehension, it includes just you don't understand English very good. Just yeah, for example, it includes that you don't, you haven't more words combinations or the phrases. And that's why listening is so important for us. Just speed of speech also, it also unlock of words, lacking of just how to say lacking of your words, or also here it depends on lacking of your word combinations and the phrases. Next, familiarity with local speech, that accents and vocabulary. Yeah, it's very plays a big role, accents and vocabulary, because just American English and England English, just it has very differences between them. We can understand, for example, English speakers very frequently. Why? Because we are learning nowadays our English language, and American English, it's difficult because it has 5 states, 50 states, and in 50 states has own jargons, dialects, for example. That's why maybe in that time we can understand the American English, and we don't understand their words because maybe we don't know their jargons. Yeah? As also missing words here, just concepts, instructions, for example, lack of confidence to ask up reputations. Of course, just if you don't know English very good, just if you don't use more English words, you can't understand the asking, and we can't answer their asking. Hearing difficulty, of course, hearing difficulty, it will be a songs, for example, American, for example, sometimes we don't understand American songs, yeah, because for example, they use jargons in their songs. For example, when they sing, they use their dialects, for example, in their states dialects, their states, how to say, jargons. Yeah, that's why, and sometimes it comes difficult for us to hear in their songs. Next, listening. So tune in. Active listening requires participation, not passive reception. Reception, just active listening requires participation, not passive reception. Just engage with the sounds and words. Ensure you are aware of subject before lectures. Read key vocabulary, do background reading, mental repetition, ask for clarification, listen to radio, to other myths. Using all of these ways, you can improve your English very good. Just you can use some of them. Maybe some of you like to read or to learn by heart the vocabularies, for example, and some of you reading a book, some of you like to listen songs, to listen dialects, to listen musics, for example. So maybe to listen dialects by native speakers and medias, just listen radios, for example. All of these methods improve your listening. You can use all of these methods. Next, the second skills of methods of foreign language teaching, it's the speaking. Speaking, it plays I think speaking plays a big role in learning English, because plays a big role. If you don't speak in English, or if you don't understand each other. So for example, so if you go to America or England or somewhere, just you should know even 10 or just 10 or 20 words. So for example, what's your name? I can't understand you. Just you know, you can if you don't understand, if you don't listen, if you don't understand them, for example, but you can speak in English, that they will be understand you. For example, if you can't find the shop, you can, if you want to go to shop and you don't know their address, you can ask it from the native speakers. That's why you should know little dialects bit in English language. Even you learn by heart the new words speaking. For example, tutorials, seminars, presentations. Just when we need the speaking. Tutorials, also seminars, presentation. Why not in the lectures? Lectures we can listen it, listen it, and the seminars we can explain the understanding in the lecture, for example, or just we can ask from the, we can make up dialogue between teacher and the students. Yeah. So that's why it's so we can use the speaking in seminars and presentations. Question and answer in lectures. Also, question and answer in lectures is we can put the question for the students or especially for the teacher. For example, why it is so important the speaking English? Why it is plays a big role? Just you can put the question by the use by your lectures. Yeah. One-to-one sessions, personal tutor, doctor, employer, just I have said about it. For example, just it's also if you go to outside, just you should in here just nowadays we should speak in English. That's why, for example, it's so important and one of the important language nowadays. If you go to not to America, not to English, maybe you will go to Turkish, and that time you can speak in English, and that time you can ask personal tutor, for example, doctor, employer, just. And the next speaking when we use a group class group discussions. Class group discussions, as you see, the class group discussions, it's so important in learning English in the skills of reading, speaking, writing, listening. Yeah, just for example, class group discussions, we can in this skill how to include 4 skills. For example, just you can say listening. Also, we can listen each other's speaking. We can put question and we can answer. Writing, maybe we sometimes will write dictionary words, for example. Class group discussion, it also plays a big role. Group task work, just next, it's all nearly with the group of discussions. Okay, next. Importance. So listening just improves speaking and pronunciation. Also, just I think I have explained to you, and develops interpersonal skills, the receptive skills and needs precipitation. Sorry, just I stop it here. Next. Listening issues, uncertain comprehension. Also here, uncertain comprehension. Also, speed of speech as a we have talked about this speaking. Sorry, just I explain it. Next, the reading, speaking importance. Just I have explained the speaking when we use speaking. Next, speaking's importance. Sorry, speaking importance, most obvious skill, just most interactive skill. Develops understanding through communication, of course. For example, just at the beginning of the lecture, I explained to you, for example, when you go somewhere, just I have said about it. Yeah. For example, you understand through the communication, develops interpersonal skills, teamworking, just use it and assessment. Importance, all of these in using the speaking, in learning speaking. Issues, lack of confidence, just yes, of course, lack of confidence. For example, it includes that you don't know more words in English. Also, as you're listening, for example, lack of words, lack of vocabulary, just uncertain about vocabulary, interaction. For example, decoding of non-verbal information. Of course, non-verbal, just you don't know some of the words, jargons, dialects, for example. Lack of knowledge of presentation skills. Yeah, of course, lack of knowledge here, just lack of words, lack of phrasal verbs, lack of just word combinations. For example, in English has more word combinations that we can't translate it word by word. Just we should give the meaning of the word combinations. For example, we should find the equivalence in our target language. For example, just that's why lack of knowledge, lack of word combinations is also issues of speaking. Next. Next, speaking take every opportunity. Speaking take every opportunity to speak. Ask questions, of course. For example, just use academic skill, resource, presentation, speech. For example, observe native speakers Of course, nowadays we can find more native speakers in our country. For example, just we can it will be a good opportunity if we speak with native speakers, or we will discuss about something, for example, and repeat. It means you repeat your pronunciation, you repeat your words, learning words, just swatted up learns, for example, just words and ask of clarification. Next. Okay. All of this, just you can say, you can use all of this on when you launch, or just you can improve your speaking when speaking in methods of foreign language teaching. Next, one of their skills is reading. Reading also plays a big role in learning of English. Because reading the new text, or reading the new poem, reading the new, for example, topics, you can enlarge your vocabulary, for example, because you can meet some new words from the text, and you can sort it up in your mind. For example, you learn by heart the new words and you enlarge your vocabulary. That's why reading, I think reading one of the important skill in English. So when reading, when you can enlarge your reading, improve your readings, for example, lectures, to read the lectures, to read presentations, tutorials, coursework, research, internet, the Blackboard course, documents, just work at home, social site reading. Just here, I can't see some books, for example, book is also very important. Reading a book, I think it's very good. For example, you like reading maybe about love, about history, about, for example, just fantastic. And in that time, it will be interesting for you, and you can want to understand this text, and you enlarge your vocabulary. You can find you can meet new words, and you can find it, and you will learn by heart, and you will learn by heart it. Yeah, so that's why reading, not only lectures, presentation, tutorials, we can enlarge reading by books. So also reading importance. Yeah, I have said just about reading importance. Just I think I explained to you about the reading importance at the beginning here. Just informs in writing, and writing skill develops knowledge of language structure, develops vocabulary, specific vocabulary for subject, register, and the purpose. Writing skills just important. So as reading, it's one of the important, just as speaking. Okay, reading issues of reading speed, also just decoding new words, vocabulary, comprehension, relevance, volume, just in study. It's reading, writing, speaking, listening, just they are very closely connecting with each other. So here also the lack of words, I think it's one of the already, how to say, our how to say, just it's one of their our sick side, or just if you don't know the new words, if you don't understand the new theme, just it's very bad for us. That's it depends on the lack of vocabulary. Okay, decoding new words, just is also a comprehension also. If you don't understand new theme, it will be boring for you. Issues of this reading I have explained to you. Next, writing. Let's stop writing. We'll stop writing. Let's explain writing importance. Just also if dictation, for example, dictation. When you go to ONS class, just our teachers all all of that time just we wrote the dictation. Yeah? Why? Because it's a very cultural thing of the writing. For example, just you can, if you don't write anything in English, just if you don't, someone don't understand it. Okay, main methods of assessment, strict methods of conventions in academic writing, of course, various formats, styles, functions, depending on subject area, of course, just various formats, for example, just styles, the essential skill for exams, of course, just if you don't write dictation, or if you don't write rightly, just your writing, especially in for exams, just or just somewhere, if it is very, I think it's very bad for us. There is more abuse. So next, issues of writing, it is a lack of knowledge of key language structure, word, sentence, paragraphs. Of course, lack of knowledge of key language structures. Just if you don't know the grammar structure, just someone don't understand you. Why? For example, just in our Russian and in English, Kazakh language hasn't any word about it, but we when we speak or just in English, not American, I mean English language. Sorry, English language. It is also just, we can say it's a lack of knowledge. How to say? It is, they don't understand maybe in that time. Differences between style native country and UK, of course, just it's also, I have said about the difference between UK, not in our country, in UK, and it's American English. It's has differences between them. Register and the purpose, not taking, paraphrasing, academic conduct. Okay, writing is use learning development crew resources, classes, appointments, workspace for support. Engage in the process of writing for academic purpose, study skills, time management. For example, be aware of academic conventions, student handbook, referencing guide, library resources, disclose learning needs. It has links for further support. Okay, students, just I think it was very interesting for you, and you get more information about the teaching language skills, and when we can use the language, reading, writing, speaking, listening, why it's so important in learning English language, and the ways of reading, writing. How can you improve your English by using the reading, writing, speaking, listening? What I think it was useful for you, and you get more information about it. Just okay. Thank you very. Thank you. And thanks a lot for you just being with me. Next time also I explain you the reading, the ways of reading, the ways of writing, teaching skills. Okay, in a pronunciation, for example. Just goodbye, my dears. It was, I think I am so glad for you. Thank you for you to